Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 14W25A. It's been quite some time since we last had a snapshot. That means that this one is jam-packed full of awesome new features, including a new underwater mob and also underwater dungeon temples, which we are going to go and take a look at in a minute. But first of all, we're going to take a look at some of the new block types that can be found in these underwater temples. So this one right here, the first one, is the sea lantern. If you look closely, you may notice that it is actually an animated block. You can see that right there. This emits light both underwater and above water as well. It'll emit a light level of 14. Then next to it we have prismarite, prismarine even, and prismarine bricks, and dark prismarine as well. Now if you break these ones with your pick, they'll just drop and you can pick them back up. If you break this one, the sea lantern, with your pick, it's going to drop crystals, and if you use silk touch on it, then you'll be able to keep the sea lantern. So if we look in this chest right here, we've got some of those crystals that the sea lanterns drop, and we've also got prismarine shards which drop from the new mobs. So let's grab these and have a look at the crafting recipes for these blocks. So if we put one of these in each corner, and then ones like that, we can create the sea lantern. If we make a group of 4, then we get the regular prismarine, and if we make a group of 9, then we will get the prismarine bricks, and if we put a ink sac in the middle of that, we get the dark prismarine. So they are the crafting recipes right there. And also I tested this with flint and steel. You can't set a light to the sea lantern. You can set a light to these blocks, however none of them act like netherrack. But now we are going to go and take a look at the new underwater temple, which you can see just over there in the distance. So the plan here is to go inside this temple and fight it like we were in survival. I've given myself tons of good gear, but first of all what we're going to do is drink this night vision potion and just have a look at this thing from outside here. Now I've seen some pictures going around on the internet. I do believe there is just the one temple design, although some of the screenshots do look like there might be different designs. However, they're from different angles. Now you can see some of the new mobs around here as well. Let's get a closer look at them. However, when we go underwater, that's going to look awful with the night vision on. But we have a respiration helmet, so you can probably see this. It's probably going to not look that great on the YouTubes. Let's get a light source going. Wow. I don't even know what that was. Okay, let's have a closer look at these guys. There they are. I do believe these are called the Guardians. Spawn Guardians, that's what their name is right there. And apparently these guys don't like squid. So let's spawn a few around them, and you can see they've got some sort of ranged attack here. And look at that, he's killing the squid. He does not like them. That is awesome. This is so cool. It is great to have a new mob in this game. And look at them, they're just swimming around taking out the squids. I know it's a little bit difficult to see. I'll probably adjust the brightness of the video. So anyway, let's go and take this thing on as if we were in survival. I'm going to change my game mode up the top here. As you can see, I've got a bunch of cool gear. So let's go to game mode 0 and let's take this on like we were playing like normal. I've also got a potion of water breathing right here. Okay, this looks like the intended entrance, and these guys right here, they tend to lock onto you, and once they've locked onto you for a certain amount of time, you start taking damage. Let's kill this guy. There we go. So where was the next one? Let's see what this guy does if we just stand here. You see he's locking onto me, and then I bet it won't be long. Yeah, he does damage. It was when the beam turned to orange as well, so it seems they have a charge for their attack, and now he's making his getaway. We'll let him go and just have a look around this temple, all the different things there are to see. Okay, so these guys, they drop raw fish and prismarine shards as well, and I don't think I've seen them drop any crystals. They also drop some XP, but not a lot. And I've just come into this bigger room right here. I'm going to see what's in the middle there. Let's take out this guy first. There we go. I haven't tried my bow underwater yet, but let's just break this. This is going to take some time. Do you know what? I'm just going to quickly switch to creative mode so we can break this and find out what's behind it. It appears to be regular gold blocks. And when you break them... No, that's not water. That's just the air where the block used to be. So you can get up to 8 blocks of gold in these rooms, which is interesting. And you know what? I'm actually going to fly around in creative mode and see what else is going on down here. Just noticed that out of the corner of my eye. I've decided to switch back to survival because, whoa, there's that crazy thing again. Let's kill that guy before he attacks me from behind. There we go. Let's try our bow out on this big guy. There appears to be a boss. Take that and that. There we go. I have fire aspect on this sword, and of course it makes no difference underwater because, yeah, fire doesn't work underwater. So we have a big guy over here. I'm actually going to hop back into creative mode again just because I want to middle click on this guy and find out if he is a spawn guardian. Yes, he is. So there is a big variant of some sort, and I guess he's kind of the boss. So anyway, let's fight this guy. Let's see if we can kill him. He's doing a lot of damage to me, and I am not regenerating at all, am I? Come on, let's keep hitting this guy. Any moment now. No, he's probably going to kill me. Okay, let's get back in there. I gave myself a regeneration potion. This guy does a lot of damage. And let's see what he drops. That appears to be a crystal, I think, and also some sponges. Nope, so we didn't get a crystal, but we did get a wet sponge. So I've been doing a little bit more exploring. Have you been listening to the sound of these guys as well? They just kind of make a fuzzy static noise, which is interesting. But there is another one. As I made my way out of this place, I noticed that where we fought this guy was on one side of the temple, and there was an equally sized area on the other. And there is that weird thing again. I love that. So there's two of these in each temple, it would seem. And apparently I've heard that they respawn as well, so possible farming idea for you right there. And if we hop down into this little area, this is just another part I found. There's some corridors that are like this. That doesn't appear to be it though, but there's some windy corridors. So I didn't notice it at first, but when we were over in that temple, the spawn guardians actually give you the mining fatigue free potion effect, which made it very difficult for us to mine those blocks. But I also had a new enchantment on my boots as well. You can see it here. It's called Depth Strider. I have level 3, and it allows you to walk through water like it were the same speed as walking on ground, as you can see here. So if we take off the boots, you'll see there is a huge difference, of course. And now I move through the water much slower. So that enchantment is intended for boots, and you can get them through the enchanting table. However, you can also put it onto other items and it will actually carry on the effect as well. So if I were to put this on right here, I'd be able to walk through the water like it was walking on ground. But let's take a look at some of the other changes in this snapshot. Now previously we had dirt that the grass wouldn't spread to. That has now been replaced with this coarse dirt right here. You can see it actually has a different texture from regular dirt. If we just grab some of that and put it side by side, and this is the crafting recipe for it as well. So 2 dirt and 2 gravel, and that will get you 4 of the coarse dirt. Now over here we have a sign. There's been some changes to this. Previously you could only put 15 characters in a row on this, so you'd be typing out your message. I'm just going to hit some random keys here, and then it would fill up and you'd have to move on to the next line. But now it's been done so that instead of having 15 characters, it's just the amount of space that it takes up in total. So you can see here, you can put loads of those letters next to each other, and overall that just means you'll be able to squeeze a few more words onto each side overall. Now this furnace right here, if we put some stone bricks inside of it, then it will go into cracked stone bricks. So if you smelt your stone bricks, you'll get cracked stone bricks, which is a new way to create those. And then here we have the sponge. I'm going to show you a little bit more about this in a moment. This is a new block. You saw that the mob boss over there, the spawn guardian, dropped a wet sponge, and this is the regular one and the wet one, and we'll come back to that in a moment. And also if you put a wet sponge into a furnace, and then it will be turned into a regular sponge. So the sponge isn't craftable. The only way to get it is to kill the big spawn guardian, as we saw earlier in the video. And if you put that in a furnace, you'll get a regular sponge, which will actually soak up water and then turn into a wet sponge. Now, I've read some different information about this. I've heard that it soaks up a 5x5 area of water source blocks around it. And then I've also read that apparently it's 6 blocks in each direction, and it's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. You have a look for yourself. It happens so quickly. It seems to be a kind of spherical shape around the sponge as well. And let's try this out in the corner as well. It's going to regenerate each time because this is all water source blocks, so it removes them, and then because of the way they regenerate it does that. And here you can see it seems to go out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was it around 6? Let's put a marker just over there, because that's what I read, I do believe, on Reddit from Redstone Helper, is that it's 6 blocks in each direction. But I'm sure we'll learn more about that in the future. Another thing to point out actually with the wet sponge is that it has a particle effect around it as well, which is pretty cool. There has also been a very nice cosmetic change to the tab screen. You can see there you now get the player skins next to the name, or at least their faces, which I think is really cool. Oh, this is amazing. I had to spawn a Guardian up here on land. They don't seem to be taking damage. I don't know if they're going to take damage after a while, but that is adorable. And if you put them closer to the water, they actually hop back in as well. So there he goes. Or maybe not. The one before him certainly did. Okay, it seems to be random, but he's found his way back into water, which is good. So there is one other feature as well that I can't really show you. Apparently, books now support JSON formatting. That means, you know, in your adventure maps and stuff, there'll be clickable links inside books, which I'm sure is going to be very useful as well. And I want to know what you think of this update. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think Jeb has done a fantastic job on this dungeon. You know, just thinking about it and experiencing it, it seems like it's a very difficult challenge in the game, which is nice to have. And also the new sponges are great, the textures look awesome, and the new mob is fantastic. I'm really happy about it. And I want to know what you think as well, so leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this update. But that is going to be it for this video, so if you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like, and remember that UHC came out today as well, so if you're looking for something to watch, then I'll put a link to that on the screen. And this, I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler, is an episode with some awesome PvP in it, so be sure to check that out. But that is it for this video, so as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.